Good evening, this is Papa Smurf. The picks you are seeing are my pick set from Overture-Fine called Les Carbeaux, which means the Raven. I did a review of this pick set way back. Video 9 is the number, but I can't remember when it was. Basically these are all zebra wood handles that I fitted. I was experimenting with some woodworking techniques that some of them really came off, some of them not so much. I'm quite impressed with these. Some of these they've come out really well, nice and thin. They don't dampen the feedback. Very good. Very happy with these. Some of them not so much. That's fairly thick. It's a chunky piece of wood and it just dampened the feedback a little too much. I've just never got round to playing with them again. I do still use these hooks. I still do use the rakes. Some of these I don't use. The 2 reach, the 2 half diamonds, etc. I don't use very often. Excuse me. The 2 deforests I do, and the 3 hooks definitely. So why am I showing you stuff I've already reviewed? Well, Overture-Fine, more specifically their guy Emmanuel, got in touch with me after he'd seen my review on YouTube and said, look, we appreciate the fact that you were honest about this. Would you please review our new set that is coming out? So I said, yeah, no problem. We traded emails, and last Friday in the post I had a very nice surprise from Overture-Fine. Their new signature set of 10 picks called, let's get this right, Les Carbeaux, which means the crow. This set is designed as a complementary set to the Raven, and while it is a complementary set, it can be used as a standalone set. Now, these were designed by a famous French picker called Cocolitos. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. I believe his YouTube is Mr. Cocolitos. I've not been in touch with him, but I'm told that he is the one responsible for the design. And as I said, this is their signature set of picks. They're made from the same materials as the original Raven picks, and believe it or not, they cost the same, which as of tonight, just before I started making this video, I checked the price. It was €3.17, which was £2.71 plus tax plus shipping. Now if you buy the full 10 set of picks, they will do it cheaper apparently. If they don't, please don't write to me telling me you lied. That's just what my last email said. You will notice there's a deforest diamond and a forest half ball. Let's get this the right way round, which you also got in the Raven set. But what you'll notice is where these curve nearer the front, these new ones curve further back, slightly altering the profiles. Putting it on the wrong one, no bad. So, again, you had a worm rake, which, if I show you those side by side, you'll notice it's a more traditionally length worm. So what do you get? Well, you get a single ball, a double ball, or a snowman, a stretched snowman. It's the only way I can really describe that one. A bow guitar, a worm. This one's a weird one. I expect Bosnian Bill to call this a single hump bow guitar, a half snake rake, maybe even a hollowed out diamond, open diamond. It's not like a traditional snake, it is more like sort of just a front hump type thing. Right, put my tripod down. But as you can see, it's more like the actual back end of the snake rather than the front. But it does work as a standalone rake. You even holding it in this orientation, you can single pin pick with this. You can rake. It's very much like the diamond, the half diamond rakes, picks, almost like a hybrid type pick. The third hook and the final hook you get is this one, which I'll be honest, I'm struggling to think of another hook that's like this. It's not like any of the hooks with the original set. It's not like any of the other hooks I have from Sparrows, from Multi-Pick, Peterson's. The only thing I can say is it's almost like a swoop type hook, almost like a cross between a reach and a gem. I know people who make picks for themselves, the homebrew pick makers, have started calling picks swoop. I would say it's like one of those. And then finally, the 10th pick is this one. I don't know what to call this. Is it a pick? As in, let's see if I can get this to zoom in a bit better. You could pick with the end of that. You could break with it. You could brock with it. I suppose a kinetic attack. What I have found with this is it has to be a fairly high key weight to get in. By that I mean something like this quickset cylinder, where I can sit on that ridge to go in, whereas if I was coming off this CPOX 1100 clone, although it's a fairly wide keyway, I can get in, but I haven't got a lot of movement to be able to get the picks out the pins. If I wanted to try this era Euro cylinder, I can get in there, but once it starts to turn, I'm going to struggle to get under those pins. I believe with practice I probably could get this in and use it, but this reminds me very much of the Sparrows King and Queen, or the Mad Bob's Prince and Princess. It can open locks. It can open them quickly, easily. But then there's going to be times when this just isn't going to work. And although I have to say, seeing it on the backdrop behind it, it makes me think of a moustache. It's one of them picks you're going to love or you're going to hate. I don't think there's going to be many who sit on the fence with this one. Personally, I quite like it. It's quirky, and a friend of mine actually made one of these ages ago, which this pick just reminded me of. As soon as I saw it and I opened the packet, I thought, they've copied this design. They haven't, but it looks like one of those that fits in a lot of keyways. But man, sometimes this thing is worse than useless. It's either like a magic key with certain locks, and I think this is going to be the same. It's going to go in and it's going to open them really quick, or you're just going to sit there and struggle all day. And like the Prince and Princess, the King and Queen, you're going to have to practice at using it, because I don't think you're going to pick it up like you would a hook or a rake and just have at it. I'll be honest, I can't remember now how much I've told you and how much I haven't. All these picks are 0.5mm thickness, which is 19/1000ths of an inch. They've all been tumbled. There are some rough edges. Quick lick with sandpaper. They are very usable. You could buy this set as a standalone set and it would work. 3 hooks, 3 rakes, 3 ball rakes, the moustache looking thing. You will get into a lot of locks. Wafer locks, cam locks, we got you covered. Flat bitting locks, we got you there. Pin tumblers, no problem. So, but as I said earlier, it's a complementary set. So with what would be the 25 picks set, you're pretty much covered for any pin tumbler lock you want. As I say, you also get the world supply of heat shrink. I think that just about covers it. The only thing I'm left to really say is the shank heights. The shaft heights on these are as such that what we got here? Wing house. Yeah. You're not going to have a problem getting in, getting round and getting on those pins with this shaft height. That'll get you in there. What's this one? An ERA. Again, paracentric keyway, no problem getting in, no problem getting round. You get on the pins quite easily. Yale's the same. This is an American quick set, which, let's be honest, you could probably put your hand in there and set the pins by hand. No problem getting in these. Piece of cake. The DeForest, it's got a good reach on it, so again you can get in, get under them high cut pins, low cut pins to reach the highs behind. The rakes, not a problem, you'll get in with those. Pretty much open these pretty easy, so you know. And even on this, because I can't get a good enough grip on the back. Find a tensioner. I was about to say, look at that, a tensioner that won't fit in a quick set. The Snowman, you know, it can be used as a rake. There you go, open, just with a Snowman. So it doesn't matter if it's an American style lock, a European style lock, padlock, although not this one, you'll get in with these. I say, if you're looking for a beginner set, these aren't for you. These are 19 thousandths of an inch beginners. Well, I know I was really heavy-handed, and you know, even the cheap Chinese Go-So set I managed to bend and make them in pretzels and all sorts of weird and wonderful shapes. When I got my first set of decent picks, I managed to snap 3 in the first week. Once I learnt the finesse side of lock picking, and you don't have to put the world's supply of tension on it, then yeah, these are nice picks. Once you've put a couple of layers of shrink wrap on these, they're comfortable to hold. They are nice, they're nice to look at, they're nice to hold. And I know I keep picking on this one, because I've got short hands, where my finger goes when I'm picking 4 pins down, the end of this pick is resting there. You know, it's I can hold it in my hand there and use the pick, and if I turn it that way, it rests nicely. It's designed the way my fingers hold it, and I can go in. It's just a very, very comfortable pick to hold. I'd love to have been able to get hold of some of these with the slightly longer handles. Maybe one day I'll find someone who's selling some. But until then, I'll keep using these. We're at nearly 20 minutes now, so Les Carbeaux, I think. Les Carbeaux. The Crow. This set available early April 2019. I was told that originally it was going to be this week, which would have been weekend in the 5th of April, but I don't want to put the wrong dates, so we'll just say early April, and we'll let it go at that. As I said, the Crow, the Raven, what a set. They are absolutely fantastic. If you don't want to buy the entire set, or the entire set of these, all of these picks that you see here will be available singly, and at $3.17, that's $2.71. That's about the same price as a cup of coffee. One coffee. You know, go and treat yourself. So, right, this is Papa Smurf. That was Overture-Fine.com's try again. Les Carbeaux picks. Thank you very much. Bye.